Okay, I'll call the meeting of the April 22nd, 2019 Board of Selectmen to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
All five selectmen are present as well as the administrators.
Mr. Chairman, let me remind you to speak up or I can't hear you.
Association and the Wareham Historical Society to place signs on the town property.
Yep, I have, Village Association, Wareham Historical Society, place signs on town property.
I've got a question about a couple of these things.
Okay.
One of them is for the Village Association. They're talking about some event we haven't approved yet,
Are you meeting, George?
coming up in October, so we should probably set that one aside.
You didn't call it, they ain't meeting.
And the other thing is the Historical Society.
I got cameras from this
In theory, they should have asked the Development Authority to use the property. They haven't asked. He's not, whatever, just technically, you guys gave over control to us, so.
Yeah, the selectmen.
Yeah, that's not really.
No.
You can release your fiefdom for a little bit.
I don't care. I would have
Let's
anyway.
move on from that one.
I would have anyway.
So can I have a motion to approve
annual
the
thing.
Historical Society placing its signs on town property, please?
The historical, yes, I make a motion that we approve the Historical Society's application to place signs. I have two ones here, sorry. This is for the antique fair, July 4th. We want to put signs on Main Street, Toby Homestead, Main Street, Marion Road, in front of Multi-Service Center, Route 28. Houses, Indian Neck, Minot Ave, Town Green. Those are all fine, right?
Those are all.
Did she interpret correctly?
Okay.
I can't hear a word she's saying.
I can't hear a word from the camera either, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I'm sorry, and for
You gotta speak up loudly, as loud as you can.
Town green signs.
Yes, I have her permission. I went, sorry.
And for the classic car show, which is gonna be, June 29th, 3 to 6:30, Main Street, Toby Homestead, Lighthouses, Route 28. In front of the Multi-Service Center on Marion Road, Minot Ave, Indian Neck.
Second.
Motion made by Mary, seconded by Peter. Is there any discussion?
Do whatever the heck you want on the 29th out there. I'm going to
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining?
Free
Okay,
range.
so it is 4-0-1. Okay, next, approve of minutes of April the 9th.
Do you not want to do this other one for the recognized?
No, we're gonna hold it until we approve the event. It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
If you don't have an event, you shouldn't be asking for signs, I would think.
Okay.
For some reason or other, we decided not to do the event, which is unlikely. We still should.
When we're at
We had April 9th.
I'm gonna get this one for you guys.
You will. Don't worry about it.
This is good training. You only got two things to do.
Training by fire.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from April 9th, 2019. Alan, Patrick, Jim, Mary, everyone's here.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by Mary, seconded by Peter. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, it's unanimous. Okay. Next will be discussion and votes to recommend town meeting articles. Before we go into that, I just want to say one thing. It's come to my attention that some of the members have been going in to talk to department heads, and it's been problematic. So if you want to go see a department head, please ask the town administrator if it's okay. If he thinks it's okay, he'll set it up. He might actually have the answer for you. So you all have access to him. Use it. Get the information from him, and then he'll decide whether you can go see that person or not. Now, if we, for some reason or other, were to investigate a department, it would be different. But we're not. This is just regular, everyday business. So it should go through him, please. Okay?
Policy for a long time. It's been very clear with several
Okay, next,
Did you say use him or abuse him?
abusing, yeah. I
Abusing.
think I said that.
Yeah. You get
So,
that?
next up is, we have some changes in the, I think I have to sign that right still.
Yeah.
Did you, I don't know if you printed out the motion, so I made copies of the annual.
Please. All right, great, awesome.
Yep.
Well, those are the motions. We don't need to-
Yeah, these are motions, you'll see, there's the annual, and then you've got the special.
All right, these are all signed.
Wait, you give me two more.
I did, yeah, so you give one to Jeff.
Oh,
Who's on first?
Thank you. Who's on first? What's
Everyone
on
wanted to
second?
give Jim one.
It's
Okay,
the easiest meeting of the year.
now, before you get into your little thing, can we
Yep.
just deal with, what Jim had, I told everybody I was gonna allow him to speak on this. The article for the transfer of the land to the redevelopment.
Do you want me to
Jim.
just drop these off to FinCom?
Which-
Copies?
Excuse me? Yeah, go ahead. We have transfer, where's the transfer? Hold on, I'll find it. State mandate real estate. I just gotta find it, sorry. Just give me a
It's
second.
on page 47 in the book.
Okay, so it's on 47.
Article 9, transfer of tax title property.
Well, this, it's just that one, right? You're only transferring those, there's two articles?
There's one in the regular, there's one in the special. We got the Littleton Drive and the regular.
Oh, that's right, the Littleton Drive property, yeah, that's different. I was thinking of the one up in Glen Charlie, but if you want to talk about both of them, that's fine. Let's do the Glen Charlie property first. Jim has some things he'd like to bring forward on that property. 2002. One,
Just the three lots, we know what they are.
three lots.
Those three lots. They abut already protected conservation. The policies of the town in looking at land to protect is that land that is abutting other property should be considered for conservation. It abuts the Lyman Reserve and also the wildlife management area, as well as on the southern side, the Onset Fire District properties. In addition, Wareham Land Trust has a small property there.
Just one correction there, Jim, it doesn't go across Route 25, so I don't think it abuts Onset Fire.
The maps show that it does. Some little strips that go across there.
What map you got?
Those actually come out as separate parcels.
They're separate. When you bring them up on the map, they queue in.
Now, if you click on them, they're separate
Right.
parcels.
Yeah, those are separate, that's 48, the two down below are 48 and 49.
So, okay, you want to say it doesn't abut the Onset Fire District, that's okay. It does abut all of the wildlife land here. And I think it should, this strip should be considered for transfer over to them and not to the redevelopment district at this point in time. I think we should have a little bit of time and study this and see if open space or other groups would be interested in this. And possibly just talk it over. We didn't get too much, we didn't have any discussion while I was on the board of the parcels and what to do with them. I've only been here since the second. I've known about the parcels, I discussed it with Ken, yourselves, Mr. Sullivan, and I was really quite surprised to see them on the agenda to transfer this quickly. So I would like to see those tabled for further studies, put them up in the fall once we look at it and see which parcels would be more properly assigned to maybe protection. You know,
Okay, anybody have anything to say?
We voted 5-0-0 to go forward with this previously, so,
Okay.
I mean, I think we knew the status of the land at the time. It's land that was taken by tax title first in 1968, I think two of the parcels, the third one in 1978, maybe it's the other way around. But the town's been sitting on this land. The taxpayers at the time basically got ripped off by the owners who never paid any back taxes. That's why they were taken in the first place. And again, Graziano, which also has the lion's share of the land out there, is looking to sell off their properties. And if we're ever going to be able to do anything with this properties, now is the time.
6 months won't make a difference.
I disagree.
Anyone else? All right, so one of the things that I'm not in favor of is transferring it for conservation or into open space, because it's actually a parcel of land that we can make money off of. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, we have to look at those kinds of things, because going into the future, all of us, and you haven't, Jim, and I understand that, have been here when we were trying to find dollars underneath the cushions of the things in various odd offices, because we didn't have any money. And, you know, everything we can do to come up with money is important. Now, it still should be kept safe, and whatever anybody does on this property, if you decide to do it, it would have to be done safely, because it's a Zone 2 area, and it would have to be protected, and you'd have to follow the Zone 2 regulations to whatever you build.
There's actually a 15% limit, because I printed up the Zone 2 regs out of 310 CMR, because I thought there might be a question about this at some point tonight. There's a whole list of prohibited uses that can go on that you can't do out there. You can't put a dump in, you can't put an oil tank farm in, you can't have more than 15% impervious surface on any of the lots that are in Zone 2. So this is what DEP, in their wisdom, has come up with as the regulatory scheme to protect the land. And I got to say, living in Massachusetts, one of the most liberal states in the country when it comes to environmental protection, I think their regs are probably good enough to make sure that the onset drinking water is protected.
There's only 440 pounds of nitrogen per acre allowed up there too. So that's a limited amount. Now you can do nitrogen credits. You can find a lot nearby or whatever that you can trade off. But it has to be sort of in the same zone in order to trade it off. So I wouldn't think anybody would be able to do that. But if they could, they could trade off a little bit. But yeah, so that's my opinion. I think we should go forward. That's fine. That's how it works. Now, does anybody want to change our vote? You got to ask for reconsideration. Any gonna make a motion for reconsideration?
I'll make a motion for reconsideration.
Okay, motion by Jim for reconsideration. Do I hear a second?
A second, just so we can discuss it.
Okay, motion made by Jim, seconded by Alan for reconsideration. All right, discussion. Any other discussion?
I think we've had it.
I believe short dollars in 6 months won't make a difference. Using cash in the short run, it's nice, but it doesn't carry a long way. We've got plenty of time to see what the proposals may be, if anything, into the future. And again, 6 months, if we move to a further study, no difference on what is planned to go on out there.
Okay, anybody else? I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
What are we voting?
We're
Let's get that
voting
clear.
to reconsider. So if you vote yes, we'll reconsider. If not, then, so all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Aye. So it's, okay, so it's 1-4-0.
Yeah.
Motion fails, so we're not going to reconsider it, the vote goes forward. All right, now you're up.
So the information was sent out with the motions over the weekend and earlier, well, late last week. So really the ones for capital planning and the annual, it's just all the WPCF budget items. And that's what they presented in their budget the whole way.
Finally got all the transfers and stuff too, right? Have you already talked to the finance committee? Is everything all?
They're meeting right now.
Okay.
But I copied them all over the emails.
Okay. So, do you need to go there, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's, unless you have any questions on this, the only other thing I'd go forward to is on the, I think the special town meeting, which is the capital plan. I think that's the only other item that we have and listed in there. The newest item is what happened as of last week, the 600,000 going into the C Street manhole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be more, but I'm not going to change motions, I need the approval to get it going. So.
With a cover, you know, it collapsed down, it goes 2 feet, snap the line. So you can almost fix it.
No, this is C Street.
Which means we got instead of being a $600,000, $5 or 6 more.
Let's come back in the fall with it.
He's out of water pollution control.
Well, they'll have to do something, I mean, they gotta get the lines up and running, so it falls under an emergency declaration, and it would have to be what it is.
But the bottom line is we have.
You can't obviously let the sewer run.
Yeah, my thought is, and I talked to him, I said, we put these motions forward, this is very much last minute, it wasn't going to change it as of this morning, I just don't have the information, I think we go forward with this. They have the available funds in their FY19 budget, so this current fiscal year, if you remember, they didn't, the sewer commissioners did not approve a couple capital planning articles in the fall, they were kept off the warrant, so they have these funds available.
But the good news is that if in fact they just happen to catch a town meeting, if there wasn't one, they would still have to go forward and still have to do the repeal, an emergency declaration. So if they get this going this way and there's extensive more, then they'll have to do it accordingly.
Did I have the option of holding off on the town meeting, just going forward and emergency? You know, we could have at this
No,
point,
it's
but
good
I got
if you
the
do.
opportunity.
No, I think it's right. I think that's good. I think everybody agrees that's the right path. All right.
If you need an emergency declaration, just come back with it, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else?
So this is all the items here that you've seen, the 25% match for the engineering study. The next from WPCF retained earnings is $215,000 is for their roofs. This was originally passed in 2014, however, it was out of their budget at that time, so we need to reauthorize that. High school, middle school security upgrades, $235,000. I think nowadays, when you're talking about school security,
You don't want to miss that one.
the police command SUV, that is a full-size SUV. That's not when you're thinking about one of those multi-million-dollar command units. This is a full-size SUV, so that one of the lieutenants will have. So when they respond to emergency, they can start setting up and staging before SEMLAC and other such units come up.
That's in addition to what we had previous, right?
Yes. This is the next item, I combined them together with municipal maintenance and water pollution control and, Wareham PD, because we're trying to fund them as one through one of the dealerships right now with some really great deals. So it's purchasing equipment 4 SUVs, 3 for Wareham PD, 1 for municipal maintenance, and 1 pickup with plow package. So it would be 3 unmarked detective units. I prefer not to speak about the make and model for those.
Well, you want to talk about the drug dealers? Come on now.
Or should I, maybe it's a con, so as part of this though, the municipal maintenance, the supervisor vehicle that he currently has will be given over to the facilities director of the school department, transportation manager. The town staff for the Board of Health Inspectional Services will get 2 Chevy Equinox SUVs. So we can now get rid of 2 of the 2005 pickups that are starting to rust out and having problems. They have about 55,000 miles on them. They're also unmarked, so it's not a big changeover cost. And we're also getting 1 more police, which is a city that's unmarked as well.
You gotta start thinking about stuff like that. You got your new Green Deal that you're working on, you know?
Yeah, so all of these do fall under the green communities with the mileage. We checked, double checked to make sure that we weren't violating it.
I thought you meant green something else. I thought you meant green something else.
Yeah.
So, if you look, that's 5 vehicles altogether for $225,000. That's a purchase and equipment. Next item is upgrade and repair streetlights for $50,000. We've been doing just upgrading in case we can get onto the grant cycle, and all of our streetlights converted to LED. I think I'll put repair in there as well to try and help some of the issues, because in between these cycles, I know we get a lot of hits on streetlights being burnt out and such as that, so we're trying to help out. And the last one is, yeah. And the next one is ballistic helmets investment in EMS staff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we just think it's, if you've seen during some of the active shooting situations, and some of the things our folks are experiencing, we think it's necessary to make them safe.
On the purchase of the vehicle, we're leasing one, we're purchasing three, right?
I think I missed the one, the command vehicles, the least.
Right, so
That's-
it's 275 total
Right,
vehicles.
so-
So it's four vehicles, right?
Right, so if you look, the Wareham PD, that's command vehicle, that's one, then there's a four, and we're paying out of that first one, the command SUV, the FY19 budget, or police capital, for the first year payment of the 3-year capital
From
lease.
the lease.
Yes,
This year, you get it.
correct, yep,
Not July 1.
correct. Yeah,
You're all set? You can.
On compensation of certain appointed officials, it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we set the rate for the clerk at 60,000.
she just
No,
went
we
out.
voted that.
Yeah, she was up to
I
80,000
know,
and we
we
lowered it.
lowered it to 60.
Yeah.
We came in at 70.
Yeah.
Let's just give me a quick.
Yeah, I'm just reviewing
Just
it,
thought that was
speaking, yeah, if there was somebody that came in with no experience whatsoever, we thought that it'd be around the 60,000 range. In reviewing the person, and frankly, that could be a request from the clerk.
So when you voted,
Request
you
her
voted
consent.
on that? You voted on that.
Well, actually, they don't need our vote. They can go, the town meeting sets salaries of
Okay.
elected employees. So they don't really need it. She could go out there and say, I want 100,000, and they could give it to her.
And I do have the 70,000.
Good. I just
Stood up to them.
because I know we've seen it at the 60.
What they usually
Yeah,
do
Mary-
is,
The other one, Marianne was at 86.
Marion,
Something else.
84 annualized. So this year's budget, was 84 annualized, 60,000 thereafter annualized, if that makes sense.
And then the 70 kicks in July 1st.
Correct.
Because this is in the annual, not the special. So,
okay, anything else? Anybody else? No, did we haven't approved it
I
yet.
don't know if you have or
I
not.
don't think we have.
Let's do it.
Let's do it anyway.
let's check the FinCom handout and see if
Let's
they're
do
voting.
it anyway.
I don't.
Can I have a motion to,
Is this for the spring special or for the spring or for the
we'll do them both.
the annual?
We'll do them both. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion that we accept the spring 2019 capital plan.
Okay, motion made by Mary, seconded by Peter. Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, it's 500. You have to remember that, Mary, because you're going to be giving those out.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay? Next one would be the special.
Well, that was the special.
I thought you said the spring.
She did. Fiscal, she said spring 2019.
Spring.
The Article 6 in the regular is the fiscal year 20. So she's actually correct.
All right, so we need the second.
So you need a motion for this one.
I make a motion that we accept the fiscal year 20 capital plan.
Second.
Motion made by Mary, seconded by Peter. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, it's unanimous, 500. All right, any other discussion on the articles?
I just realized this is the only capital plan, right?
There's two of them.
Yeah, one for the annual, one.
One for the special.
Is there,
Especially you get to spend right away. Annually, you got to wait till the fiscal year kicks in. So
Any others? All right, anybody have anything for 24-hour business? No, okay, so
I just hope I don't see you people in 24 hours.
let me remind everybody, we'll be meeting here tomorrow night. If in fact we have a second night of town meeting, we'll be meeting here at 6 o'clock. If we don't, the meeting's canceled, and we'll see you until the following week on Tuesday.
That's why I said I don't want to see you people in 24 hours.
Is everybody agree?
Yep.
All right,
On the 24 hours before the state today made the official announcement that the phase 1 of the South Coast Road project is fully funded by the Selectmen capital improvement program. The Corps of Engineers has signed off. So at this point here, there's nothing to stop the Bedford, Middleborough, up to Boston, happening in 2022.
Well, we gotta jump on that. Good.
okay.
Should probably move Representative Geffen's.
May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Mary, seconded by Peter. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, abstaining, it's unanimous. Thank you, gentlemen. And ladies, let's have fun in there.
Always do.